What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Killer Drone, and welcome back to some more Minecraft here on the Minecraft Let's Play. And in today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting off in a bit of a new location off to the side of our starter base. And that is because I have put in a brand new walkway that will lead us directly up from the ground into our starter house. Absolutely perfect. I told you guys that I really wanted to get rid of this ladder that was right here, and now we do have another way to get into the base. And at the end of the last episode, I left you guys on a bit of a cliffhanger where we had just defeated the Ender Dragon and we were about to go off end raiding. And I decided to do all of that end raiding over on my Twitch live stream, and honestly, it was a huge success. And because of that, we now have shulker boxes for our items and elytra wings, so we can survey the area and look at all that we have built thus far. Honestly, it's not a ton, but it still looks good. And I have so many more plans for this area that I'm so excited about. But today, we're continuing the early game grind. We got to get a couple of farms up, as well as get the Wither killed. So I say that we start off the day with our very first farm, and that is going to be an iron farm. I've actually done a bit of prep work over on Twitch in order to get things set up a little bit. We needed to get 3 villagers as well as a zombie captured for our iron farm. And say hello to Bubba. Hello, Bubba. You're an angry Bubba. I know, you've been stuck in that minecart for quite a while, but it's okay. I'm about to give you a permanent home. And then over in this little area over here, we have ourselves 3 villagers just hanging out. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to build a very simple, very compact iron farm. So for this farm, I'm actually following a tutorial by the YouTuber Waddles. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description down below to his tutorial if you want to check it out. But for right now, I need to get this zombie out of his minecart. So I'm going to go ahead and hit F3 and B. Check out that hitbox, see if I can smack it. There we go, and Bubba should be out. Come this way, Bubba. Bubba, I'm this way. There we go, pathfind to me. Track me this way, buddy. So Bubba should follow me straight up these stairs. And then I'm just going to jump across this trap door here. And hello, Bubba. Right into your spot, Bubba. Good job. Who's a good Bubba? That worked out absolutely perfectly. Let me go ahead and remove this stone here. And I now just need to get my villagers in place. I'm going to close that trap door for now. All right, and this should be the last villager that I need to move as well. It's kind of slow going because I'm not using any powered rails, but just a slow push up this hill, and this guy should be pretty close to in place, and then we'll just have to do a bit of maneuvering to let him figure out where his bed's at. So there we go. He's up here. Let's see if I can go ahead and maneuver him across this glass and over to his general bed area, and then he should link up to the bed pretty easily. So break the minecart, and there we go. All of them are now linked into their bed, as well as they are sleeping in them, and they're in place in their cells. Nice. So basically, the way that this farm works is these villagers are going to see this zombie here. It's going to scare them, and they are going to panic, run around, and because they are panicking and running around, they will spawn in an iron golem. And basically what this guy's going to do is he's going to bob up and down and continue to make eye contact with them, freak them out some more, and get more iron golems. Now, this is not the most efficient iron golem farm in the world, but it's plenty good enough for single player world. So if you're just playing by yourself, highly recommend this design by Waddles. If you're on a server, you may want to look into a design by Nimbomb or Rayworks. They both have a design, I believe. So go ahead and check them out as well. Alrighty, so the design is now in place, and as you can see, we just had an iron golem spawn in. He is going to be flushed all the way across and then all the way down into this lava blade, in which he is going to die, and all of his iron bits are going to fall into those hoppers and end up right down in that chest. This is such a simple design, but it works actually surprisingly well. It is very, very good. So props to Waddles for finding this design. For a single player design, this is insanely good. Anyway, as you can see, we just have walls going around the outside edge holding back the water. Water's going to flush this way. Water's going to flush this way. It's going to be held back by these signs right here. And then the golem is going to fall over the edge into lava. That is once again being held up by some signs right underneath. All of our villagers are now able to see the zombie that is standing in there. I removed the glass block that was stopping them from seeing them once I got all of the stuff in place, and now they're spawning golems like mad. And I think the farm has been up for about 4 minutes or so now, so let's go ahead and check this chest over here. And we're up to 37 iron already. That is absolutely insane. Just a little bit of AFK time here, and we should end up with an entire beacon very quickly. But there's absolutely no way that we can get a beacon without first defeating the Wither. So on my live stream, we took a trip into a nether fortress and hunted some Wither skeleton skulls. Got 3 of them, and we should be ready to go into the caves and take down the Wither. Now, I do think that eventually I would like to go ahead and make one of those cool dripstone Wither killing machines, but for right now, I'm not actually going to do that. For right now, I'm just going to kill the Wither completely normally because I really just want to get a beacon. I want to be able to instant mine and collect up materials quickly for our builds. So, yeah, no fancy dripstone killing machine for right now, but it's definitely something that I would like to do in the future. But that being said, it is time to fight the Wither. Hello there, Wither. Alright, so I'm just going to pick him off from afar with our bow for a bit. And hopefully this guy doesn't actually uncover lava. If so, this may get a little bit, you know, a little bit sketchy here. But I think I should have picked a decent enough spot. And he should enter melee mode here in just a second. Uh-oh, we are about to die. No weather effect. No weather effect. Okay, so he is in melee mode now, so we're not able to attack him. I'm just going to wait for me to get a little bit of health back, and then we are going to charge him. I want to make sure that he is not healing. All right, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Nailed it. Milk. No! Oh, we withered away. That is okay. I believe he is dead down there, so we should just have to go and pick up our stuff. And there we go. A nice little nether star for our collection. It's beacon time. Alrighty, so I'm back over here at the iron farm, and we are actually having a slight issue with the farm design. As you can see, it is working at the moment with an iron golem about to fall to his death into the lava, but it doesn't work all of the time, and that's because these villagers aren't able to sleep at nighttime. Like, some of them will get in and then pop right out of bed, but the other two, they just never get in their bed. They're so scared of the zombie that they just never lay down for sleep, even though it is nighttime outside still. So it's significantly reduced our rates of getting iron. We've been on for about 4 hours, and we've only gotten 25 iron ingots, and that's because I just reset this thing to where it was actually able to let the villagers sleep. So I need to add in a system that will basically close off the area at nighttime so that the villagers can get sleep for a second and then reopen back up so that the villagers can continue to make iron golems. Basically, all they have to do is lay down in the bed and it resets the farm. So over here in a redstone testing world, and this is what I've come up with. We're going to use a daylight sensor to power an inverter. That inverter is going to be detected by this observer, which is going to output into a repeater. I have this repeater delayed a bit so that it fully powers this comparator decaying circuit. This comparator decaying circuit is going to power another comparator decaying circuit, and that is going to power this piston here. So this piston should extend for about 14 seconds, long enough for the villagers to sleep, and then after that it will retract back in for the rest of the night. So if we go ahead and do /time set 1400, that is whenever nighttime is at its fullest. And there we go. You can see that the piston is extended, and after about 14 seconds, it's going to retract back, and it should allow the villagers to be scared once again out of their bed and continue producing iron golems. Now, there is one little bit of a bug with this system, and that's this observer. This observer is going to detect any time that that torch changes. So if we do /time set day, just like this, you'll see that this circuit is actually going to fire off again for another 14 seconds the second that it turns daytime. Now, that's not a huge issue for this farm. That's only 14 seconds, and more than likely the villagers will still be on cooldown, so this may hurt the efficiency of the farm a little bit, but not a ton. Alrighty, so I now have the system moved into the world. It's a little bit messy down here because I had to run a wire to all of these pistons, but theoretically, this thing should work. So we have the daylight sensor with sky access here. We got our 2 pieces of redstone, a block with a torch on the side of it, an observer, and then that runs into our comparator delays. And then out of those comparator delays, I did have to add in a repeater on each side so that the pistons pull out at approximately the same time. And then anything that is a spawnable block, so like that's a block, that's a block, that's a block, that's a block, you'll notice that I put some half slabs on top of them, and that's because half slabs will actually block the villagers from spawning an iron golem outside of the farm. Same thing with redstone. Any redstone that is outside of the farm that is visible, like you can see right here, you can see there's totally a place that something could spawn, but redstone is seen as an unspawnable block, so iron golems will not be spawning there either. So theoretically, this thing should be iron golem proof as well, so all of them should continue to spawn up there in our little water stream. So I'm just going to watch this for a bit, make sure we don't have any issues, but I'm pretty sure that that problem is now fixed. And after that fix, it did not take us long at all to get a full beacon beam set up, and we now have haste 2 for this area, which means that collecting materials is going to be a whole lot easier. But ladies and gentlemen, there is also another change that we have made to the base. It's a little bit hard to notice, but there's no more oak. There's a little bit of oak here and there, but for the most part, I have swapped everything over to spruce wood, and honestly, I like it a lot more. I think that it helps with the contrast of the area. I still left in some oak as kind of the accent piece, kind of to bring in a touch of light, a touch of color to the area, but the spruce for the paths and everything just really helped to set the jungle vibe a little bit better. I don't like the super brightness of oak in the jungle. I think the jungle should be kind of, a little darker, a little more worn than the oak kind of gives off. The oak kind of gives off a very clean build. But let's go ahead and give us a flyover so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. The dynamic change of the spruce really helps to set it in more of a jungly feel. It's kind of like the bark to the jungle wood is that color right there, and this just matches a whole lot more with that, so it meshes with the environment a whole lot better than the oak did. The oak didn't look bad, it just wasn't really the vibe I was going for. Alright, so let's talk future plans. So since we started this project, I've been telling you guys I really want to have a village sprawling from treetop to treetop all through the jungle. And a part of that is I really want this thing to be multi-level. Like, this is kind of multi-level. We have a treehouse that's a little bit higher than this platform, and then that one is a little bit higher than this platform, but that's not exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about big time multi-level. So, as an example, this is a jungle tree that I decided to grow another jungle tree on top of. And it would be really cool if we were to do something like from this garden over here, from our little planting area, connect up a rope bridge over to this level and put a platform over somewhere in this area, and then have a ladder go up to once again another platform way up in the sky, and that be another level of our village. So you can go up there and we'll have a couple more of these really, really tall trees that we can make over in this direction and that direction and that direction, and we can have not only this level of the village, but we can have a higher level as well. I think that this base is just going to look really cool the more dynamic we get with the platforms. So if we can add more height and variation to the platforms, and maybe even have some of the rope bridges cross over each other, like overhead, if we had from this rope bridge another rope bridge kind of overhead here, that just adds a whole lot more atmosphere to the area. Like this was actually something that the villagers just kind of threw together. That's how they connected up their homes. And I think that this is going to make for a really cool build if we can pull it off. But double tall trees is not the only thing that I have planned for this jungle. I think that it would be really cool if we were to revamp the jungle temple itself. Because if I'm honest, these things are kind of a little bit boring. They're kind of small. They're all made out of just cobblestone and mossy cobblestone, and honestly, this just won't do. This will not do for how I like to build. A jungle temple needs to be much, much larger than this. And yeah, we're just going to have to give this thing a total revamp. On the bright side, I have not looted this thing yet, so let's go ahead and see. Woo! Let's go ahead and see what we can find. Ooh. Meh. And honestly, that's kind of how I always feel about finding generated structures in Minecraft. It's always, ooh, meh. It's always cool when you find them, but it leaves you so underwhelmed. But yeah, that's kind of my plans that I have for this area for right now. I really want to get this jungle village sprawling throughout the trees, and I really want to have some type of path that is leading out away from the village and then to a gigantic jungle temple. So all of this is some pretty big projects that we're going to need a lot of materials for. So it's a good thing that we got ourselves a haste 2 beacon today, because it seems like some resource gathering live streams are in my future. But one thing I'm not going to have to gather more of is iron. Yeah, I think we are, I think we're good. I think we're good on iron for a little bit. Goodness, this farm works a whole lot better than I thought it was going to. It's pretty efficient, not gonna lie. It's pretty efficient. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I do think that is going to be where I wrap up for today's episode. We really needed to get a beacon set up, which meant we needed an iron farm and to take out the wither. So we got that done. We are prepped up for some major resource gathering in the future, and to be honest with you, I could not be more excited to really kick it into gear for our base build. So in the next episode, we're going to have a lot to do. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for me today. I do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smash the like button. And also, if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a great day. Was that dramatic enough? Was that dramatic enough? See you in the next one. The next one. You know what? I'm not gonna cut that. I'm leaving that in. I think that was a great outro. I'll see you guys in the next one.